What's happening, guys? We have 50 tips to help you in your Raid Shadow Legends journey, and we're going to get right into them. Stop right there, guys. Click on the link below and get yourself a free Karato Fox Hunter, as well as 4 amazing epics. Here's the exact steps of what you need to do. Log out of Plarium Play on PC. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Here we go. You'll find yourself Karato Fox Hunter, as well as Uugo, Rector, Drath, Tagoar, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. That's it. It's that simple. Click on the link, follow those directions, and on with the video. So my first tip is simple. Some of these tips are for everyone, some of them are for starters. There's a bit of a mixed bag, okay? So first of all, do your dailies. Starting simple, but it is the handiest way to get yourself resources. You do your dailies means you do your weeklies, means you do your monthlies, and you get yourselves free shards. Early on, it's the most reliable way to get yourself sacred shards, okay? Speaking of starting out, your best starter is going to be Dark Elves, and it is going to be Kale. Kale is a poisoner, and he has turn meter increase, poisons on 2 skills. He's going to make your damage so much easier earlier on, especially against Dragon, Ice Golem, and Clan Boss. 3 areas where you're going to be focusing a lot early on anyway, so definitely pick him. He is the best. Then would probably be Aethel, and then Supreme Elhain, and then we won't name last place. He who shall remain unnamed. Okay, so then talking about stats and stuff like that, speed is likely the most important stat. So in a lot of these games, it's very easy to be in the mindset of build damage, build attack, build, you know, all of that kind of thing. Speed is probably the most important stat in Raid Shadow Legends. In Raid, you can absolutely lap enemies, so that means you can go twice before they go, and that also means some bosses. Now, there are points of diminishing returns, and it gets to the point later on in the game where that won't be possible, but do not neglect your speed, okay? Always go with speed in mind. Following on from that, speaking of the different things as well, attack champions need attack, debuffers like Feign need accuracy to be able to land their debuffs, tanky champions need defense and HP, and is there anything else? If you want somebody that's going to be a cleanser and resist, they're going to need resistance to resist enemy debuffs, okay? Now, as well as that, know what type of damage your champion does, okay? So Alice is an attack based champion, so you can see here she's legendary attack, and if we look at her skills, we'll see damage based on attack, okay? Now, certain champions don't have damage based on attack. They'll actually have damage based on defense. So they're a defense-based champion, and their damage is based on defense as well, okay? So even you can have then some support champions, and their damage will be based on whatever it is. In the case of Vergis here, it's defense. In the case of Tagoar here, it is attack. So just make sure you're looking at the skills and building what is relevant to them, okay? So that's on to number 5. On to number 6 here. When you're progressing, make sure you are following your missions, okay? Let them be your guide. I am on the free to play here, and I have a little bit to go to get Arbiter, but then we have the Romantu missions and the Marius missions to contend with as well. They're a great guide for progressing through the game, and they keep you honest as well. So that is number 6. Number 7, linking into that, make sure you plan ahead as well, guys, okay? So there's lists online. It's not a big deal if you don't plan ahead, but it makes your progress so much more smooth and so much more easy if you do. For instance, sometimes doing things out of order is going to cost you a little bit of time, especially when you have things like the Spirit Keep opening before the Magic Keep, before the Force Keep and all of that. They open them up out of order. So sometimes it's worthwhile to make a little bit of a push to get by the next mission to get to one of those, because otherwise you might have to wait a full rotation, a full week to get back to get to one of those keeps, or spend gems to open it, and that's a waste of resources really. Now do daily arena daily, okay? Use all of your arena tokens, all right? Now this as well comes into the planning ahead that I mentioned in the missions, but just make sure that you are pushing as high as you can in arena. Use all of your tokens. You start off every day pretty much with 10. You're going to get a refill of 10 out of your playtime rewards here, and they also regenerate every, I think it's one every hour or something like that. So yeah, make sure you're doing all of your arena, okay? Save your Great Hall tokens. Don't use them as you get them. Do not use them as you get them. Saying it again, save your Great Hall tokens. Trust me on this, okay? Now, you can save them and use them for CVC. That's one thing. You're going to get points for the Great Hall development if you use them during CVC, but also save them for your missions. As you can see here, upgrade an affinity bonus to level 9, okay? So this is tip number 10. Focus on a single upgrade in the Great Hall, all right? So there is an earlier mission where it will ask you to upgrade 2 to level 4. Primarily, you just want to focus on 1. That's it, right? I made the mistake. I spread myself out here across all of these, and while there is a little bit of an advantage to it, when you're thinking of the missions and building towards getting Arbiter, it really is a massive hindrance, okay? So I won't be getting Arbiter this free-to-play season because I started wrong. If I had just focused on building 1 affinity bonus, I would have made a hell of a lot more progress towards getting Arbiter. Not that I'm ashamed of where I am. I've done pretty well, considering I think I got Arbiter after a year, the first time I played Raid. So now we are on, that was number 10. Don't underestimate the value of resistance in PvE as well. So that is a good pick to go with in the magic affinity, okay? When you're focusing on the development, resistance is a good one to go with. It is very good, and the effect of it can go unnoticed if you don't know about it. But especially when we're thinking about some bosses in Doom Tower, it just makes them so doable compared to if you do not have resistance in your build. Okay, Scarab and Bommel particularly, I'm looking at you guys. They are a pain. If you've ever struggled against them, guys, you know what I'm talking about, all right? Now, spend a lot of time in campaign. It's not glamorous, it's not sexy, there's so many other things to do here, but campaign is going to be your bread and butter, okay? Farm there continuously with food. It is going to be the best source of silver for you. It's going to be the best source of experience for you. And just farm as high as you can, as much as you can, all right? Shields, the reason stage 3 is recommended is shields sell for the most amount of silver, and then when we're talking, that's in artifacts. When we're talking about accessories, banners sell for the most amount of silver, okay? So that's 13 and 14. 15, farming campaign will give you food to level and rank up other champions. It will also give you mystery shards to pull anything up to rare champions, okay? So from this, you're getting silver, you're getting food from the champions, you're getting mystery shards. Mystery shards can be used, that's a bonus one, mystery shards can be used during champion chase and during summon rush as well. If you amass them up, they're actually a great resource to use to get other stuff in there. Personally, I know I have actually pulled over 4,000 shards in one weekend to get myself Michinaki. It's worth it sometimes, guys, building them up. I only have 136 there at the moment, but this is on the free to play, so I haven't amassed a huge amount just yet. Now, speaking of using mystery shards, they can give you anything up to rares. Tip number 16, early on, don't feed your rares. There are some great rares in the game, so don't feed them until you have better epics that you can use, okay? So leading into that, or from that, faction wars is a significant source of resources, okay? Rewards and materials and silver. This is why you don't feed the rares. If you get more stars, you can get further up in the rewards here. So you can get up through all of these. In the 3 months I'm playing, I'm up to here, I think. Or maybe I'm just shy. I'm just here. Just after that. Just have after that void shard is where I am. In under 3 months. Plus, it's free to do. Plus, if you're farming here, you're getting glyphs and you're getting resources for the forge where you can get some of your best gear in perception, and you can also get resistance gear, which while not acclaimed as the best, it does give extra stats, and you can also sell it for silver if it isn't a good roll, and that is a source of silver for you. So don't forget about that. Use your rares, build them up, and work towards Lydia here at the end. Now, speaking of free, Doom Tower. Do as much and as far as you can of that every day. It is a significant resource and it is free. If you hit a wall, tip number 19, if you hit a wall in Doom Tower, switch to the other difficulty, okay? So if you're in hard, switch to normal. If you're in normal, switch to hard. Don't waste the keys. You have 10 gold keys every day, so use them. Just because you've hit a roadblock on one side doesn't mean you necessarily have the same roadblock in the other. You may be able to make some progress, and any progress is good progress and free. For every room you do, you have a reward. So why not use them, guys, okay? Thinking of free as well, we also have Centranos, which is a great resource, okay? So Cursed City is brilliant. As you can see there, free to play. I've been able to make my way over into Plague Town, is it? Is that what it's called? Where is it? It's on the map here somewhere. I don't know. I think it's Plague Town anyway. But I've been able to make my way over here, so I've been able to get all of these resources. But I've also been able to get some resources in hard as well. And in the last rotation, I was actually able to get up over here, and I cleared out nearly everything in this area on hard, and a free-to-play 2-month-old account. So don't be afraid to switch over. Especially in Cursed City, because the setup in each level is different every month, and between hard and normal there's different things going on and different conditions there, okay? Now, jumping over to the tavern, never ever use books on a lower rarity champion. Okay, so we have rare, we have epic, and we have legendary skill tomes and mythical. Never use legendary on epic, never use epic on rare, never use mythical on legendary. Okay, you don't want to do it. I don't know how many times I have used them on a champion I thought I was committed to, and then pulled a better champion the next day that would have actually done everything I needed to for my account. Okay, so I would say make sure you're committed to the champion and don't use them until you have enough to max them out, okay? So don't use them willy-nilly, don't chop and change, focus on getting one champion built up properly, okay? Now, again with the tavern, champion thumbnails often have little icons over them. So let's see, do we have any here? Yeah, there we have. So the likes of Chandler here has a wee icon like this here, also on Rock Beast, and that is basically what's going to give you this warning, okay? The champion can be fused into another champion. Are you sure you want to sacrifice this? No, I don't. Hold on to those champions. Hold on to them as well. And linking into that, use your storage, okay? So those champions that you want to save for a fusion, throw them into your store, throw them into the reserve vault there. If you're not going to use them at all, throw them in there, keep them safe, keep them out of your way. Don't be tempted to use them, because I guarantee you'll come along in a while, you know, it might be in a week, a month, or a year, and you'll be like, I'm missing that one rare to get Mage. If I got that one rare, I could get the Lego, I could get the, you know, whatever. So don't fall victim to the thinking of, sure, I'll get another one soon. Sometimes you can go ages with never hitting that rare. I know there's people out there playing multiple years and they have never gotten a cold heart who's a void rare. Okay, With that in mind, keep copies of champions. So do not empower until you have filled your faction guardians. Okay, so that's another reason to use your storage. Your faction guardians here. I don't have any done on the free to play. I have Epic Sacred Order. I could empower her, but I'm not going to, because it's much more worthwhile for me to fill up my faction guardians, and then I'll be getting plus 10%, 15 accuracy and resistance, 10% defense, and 6 speed, or 10 speed for Legos. That's worth much more to my entire roster of champions in Sacred Order than if I just empowered one champion. Okay, so it's worthwhile doubling up, guys. So make sure you do that. Now, speaking of champions and keeping them as well, make sure if you pull a new champion and you're excited about them and you look at some videos, make sure the videos are up to date, because it's very easy to look at an old video from 5 years ago when a champion was relevant and was good considering the game of that day. Now it would actually be a waste of resources to develop into them, to put books into them, to put energy and all of that into them. Okay, so some champions are grand as a placeholder, but you don't want to waste resources on them. So if you're looking at stuff like that, make sure the video is current. Okay, the one that springs to mind for me is Crimson Slayer. I put a load of resources into Crimson Slayer back in the day, and then I was like, oh, hold on, this video's 3 years old, I shouldn't have done this. Even though she's not bad, I quite like her, and I'm using her on the free to play, but only as a 50. Now, so sometimes all a champion needs is crap gear. Okay, so especially when we're talking about faction wars here, we just need something to pad the champion to keep them alive. And if you look at these guys that I have here, you'll see Margrave Greenhawk. I'm not going to be keeping him, so I've just thrown crap gear that is no use to me anywhere else onto this. Actually, that's not a bad piece, so that'll be taken off him, but I've just thrown the gear onto him because now I have 5 champions. He'll be able to take at least 1 hit, and I was able to get 3 stars on this boss for the first time today. Okay, so if you're doing faction wars, you're getting your stars, make sure you're just throwing some gear on your guys. And if you have cheap ascensions, you know, the stars here, do that as well. It can be fairly cheap on rares, so why not do it? Now, remember as well, some champs you will build to 50 and never 60. They're food, okay? So throw your worst gear on them for faction wars and for stuff like that as well. You don't have to then worry about it being destroyed when you feed those champions to make your 60. Now, related to that, prioritize building your first 60. Okay, you don't want to be building up a load, and this is, everybody gets stuck in this at times because you get good champions, and obviously you want to build your good champions. But what happens then if you have 5 good champions that you're building? You're only able to get them to 50, and then those are the 5 champions that you have at 50, so you have no bad champions to use as food to make your 60. All you have is good champions to use as food, and you don't want to be in that position. So make sure you build some crap champions to 50 so you don't worry about feeding them to your 1. So prioritize building your 60 and prioritize building some crap 50s as well. Okay, don't neglect Iron Twins. All right, so it is easy and seen as non-essential early on, but it's such a big resource for blessings and the materials for it. You can only do 6 keys every day, so I think at the highest level it's like 20 per battle, so it's 1 full refill when you're maxed out. Okay, so be aware of that. Do as much as you can. Blessings are very, very important. Let's see, more free content are clan bosses. Okay, so the biggest source of progression and champions in your game is going to be Demon Lord. So that should be your focus early on and throughout the game. You want to be pushing up as much as you can in this. Your focus is on building a Demon Lord clan boss team. I know myself, I've been able to build a 1 key Nightmare team, so I can now do Nightmare with a single key, which means I can throw a key into Brutal, a key into Hard. I'm getting double chests from all of them, and I can try my hand at Nightmare Nightmare. No, I'm not quite there on Nightmare yet. I can maybe squeeze a 4 key if I'm lucky, but well, on the free to play, obviously on my main, I can 1 key everything. So yeah, focus on these. That's where you're going to get your sacred shards, your voids, and your ancients and all that. Now, speaking of clan bosses, don't let Hydra scare you off, alright? It is very fast paced, very chaotic, but if you're going to go into it, pick your team, click off auto, and click it onto 1x speed. For the first while I played against Hydra, I played on 1x speed so I could get a grip of what was going on. Because if you have it on 2x speed, which is what we play everything on in the game, it's just, there's a lot happening and you're like, what is going on there? So that's my tip for Hydra. It is free to play, but do it every week. All you have to do is get the worst chest. All right, that's all you have to do is get the worst chest, and over time that's going to add up. So all you need to do is deal 1.67 million damage against Hydra. You have 18 champions to do that. Okay, so you can use 18. I would suggest using your best 6 in your team at first, and then you can diversify out after that. Okay. Likewise with that, Chimera, all you have to do is get the worst chest, 900k damage. If you have 2 good survivable champs and somebody to do a bit of damage, you are going to be able to do that very, very easily, even on auto, okay? And then you'll get to the stage where you're able to do 1 in easy and 1 in normal. So you're getting 2 chests from there, okay? And if you're getting the rewards from here, if you're getting Embries, you may even have, if you do it consistently, you may even have your first mythical before you have Lydia from Faction Wars, guys. So it's very easy to get Embries, the mythical. You just have to be consistent with your Chimera fights and all of that kind of thing. And obviously, higher levels and higher rewards are going to give you more results quicker. Now, on top of that, with those, make sure you're in a good clan, because I said with intention, if I kill both of these, I have 2 chests. However, if I'm in a clan that's killing both of these, I'm getting 4 chests. Alright, so you want to make sure you're in a clan that's relevant to where you are in a game and are actually taking down the things that are going to get you the resources. And that actually applies to Hydra and Demon Lord clan boss as well. You want to be in a clan that's downing the stuff that you are doing, so as you can maximize your resources, okay? Some clans down everything all the time, but as well as that, I suppose, make sure you're in a clan that you're having a bit of a vibe with, that have an active Discord and you can have a bit of crack with as well, because that's what you want. The game is meant to be fun. It's not all about the resources, it is about a bit of crack as well. So which you want. If you can get a blend of both, that's what you want, okay? Now, oh, I scrolled too much. Yeah, live arena, guys. So live arena is not as scary as you think. Even free to play, I've managed to pull up into silver 1. I can push more in this, but make sure you do your daily wins. Getting this chest and getting this gear is exceptionally good. I know Alice is my main damage dealer, and I have her in 2 pieces of zeal at the moment as well, and there's a good damage increase off that. So it's free gear resources and a chance to get it from this chest, as well as these resources and legendary books. You can only get 1 per reset, or per month, sorry. So yeah, it's good to farm this stuff up, guys, and you also get your area bonuses here as well. So make sure you're farming it. It's worthwhile. It's not as scary as people think. People give out about it a lot. But I've mentioned free, guys, a few times, and we are on tip 36. So when I say free, what do I mean? Okay, so things that are free are things that don't require silver, don't require gems, and don't require energy. All right, so what is free that you can do in raid every day? Faction Wars is free. You have your tokens. It doesn't require any of that. Arena is free, live arena is free, tag arena is free. You don't spend any of this to do any of that. All of the clan bosses are free. Doom Tower is free, Cursed City is free, and Siege is free as well. So they are all sources of free stuff that don't require energy, silver, or gems, guys, and you can do them most of them daily, if not weekly, okay? Now, never do anything for one reason, okay? Always make sure that you have multiple reasons for spending a resource. So for instance, we talked about booking a champion earlier on. If we looked at Wukong, I can book him now if I want. The thing is it worthwhile? I have 11, I could book him up, and I think that would have me maximize him, but I don't have CVC on, so I'm not getting any book points for that. There's no champion, well, the event doesn't matter, but we do have champion training tournament, so maybe actually it would suit me to use those books now, because that would be points for this, and that would be worthwhile. Because if we look see here, using skilled homes will net me 200 points per book as well, so that's a possible 200 or 2,200 points that I can use here, so I could actually finish out this tournament with those books if I wanted to use them. Do I don't know, but make sure, what I'm saying is, make sure you have multiple reasons to use things. Don't do it for just one reason alone. So don't just do it because you want to book Wukong. Use it because you want to book Wukong, and it will also give you something else as well. Make sure you're maximizing your return on investment. All right. So that, yeah, and Earbad actually, who's probably the best free to play out there, recommends doing it for 3 reasons whenever you spend any resource. Okay, now, so don't overlook what's coming down the line as well. Save. Don't be drawn into every event that's going on all of the time. So there is a 2x Voids tournament on it, or not tournament, event, and a 10x for Chalco the Blind here, but there's no fusion on, there's nothing else on. So will I go for him? Should I go for him? Early and mid game, absolutely not. Save for what is coming down the line. We have fusions every month, so they're 2 weeks out of every month. Save for those, especially early game. You don't want to be going for the gamble, you want to be going for the guaranteed stuff, and the stuff that you can guarantee yourself is the fusions and stuff like that. You do that by saving and looking ahead, okay? Now, speaking of using resources, it's not live at the moment, but in my opinion, I have to say that for legal reasons, and also because I'll be attacked, CVC is a bit of a scam, guys, okay? Especially personal results. So unless you are guaranteed to win, you don't want to lash your resources into that. They'd be better spent on guaranteed results. So that links into what I'm saying about saving for fusions and stuff like that. Don't be pressured by a clan to spend your resources during CVC when you can spend them during a fusion and guarantee yourself a new champion and all the resources that you win during that as well, okay? A little bit of a selfish viewpoint, but it is your game and your progress as well, guys. So be aware of that. Don't be pulled into the CVC. It's like a multi-level marketing scheme or something, I think. A bit of a Ponzi scheme. You definitely get less back out than what you put in. Now, so save for your fusions, especially free to play. Keep your, not save for your fusions, save your fusions. So not on this account, but on my main account, I have multiple champions that I have gotten in previous fusions, and I have them kept for the next fusion where I can use them in a champion chase. The other champions that you can do like that are the likes of Embreeze, the likes of Quintus, Archmage Helmet, Matrala, Lamasu. Any champion that you get via fragments, you can save them and use them in a champion chase. You don't have to be trigger happy and pull them straight away, alright guys? So keep them and use them when they're going to give you the best advantage. Again, you might feel the pressure to use them during CVC. I wouldn't recommend it personally. It's where I have been burned the most, okay? So even if you think, right, I'll pull all of these champions last minute and that'll get us the win. Yeah, you could, but you have somebody on the opposite team thinking the same thing maybe, and you could lose out by a very minimal margin, and you've used all of those champions for no reason, okay? So be aware of that. Now, so that was tip number 40. Speaking of CVC, get your blood shield rings and never, ever, ever sell them, okay? Keep them. They're very important, okay? 42 and 43 are why. So blood shield accessories pair exceptionally well with emergency heal. If I have it here, yeah. So if we look at emergency heal, heals this champion whenever a shield buff placed on them expires, is removed, or is broken by an enemy attack. So if you have that at a high level, it will heal the champion by 15% of their max HP. And if you have a blood shield ring, that means that it will heal them by 15% of their max HP every time they are attacked. Now, I don't have a blood shield ring for Vergis, unfortunately. Do I have it on anyone at the minute? I definitely do, but we're not going through all my champions. But I try and pair it with emergency heal where I can. It's free healing. And then tip number 43 does make Scarab's passive obsolete as well. So if you have blood shield accessories for all of your different factions, Scarab is never going to be a problem, because you're not triggering half of the difficulty of him, which is the fact that he retaliates when you don't have a shield on. So if you attack him, the way it's coded is that if you attack Scarab without a shield, he retaliates against your entire team, and he provokes you, and he steals your buffs, and he does all sorts of horrible stuff. If you have a blood shield ring, however, that doesn't trigger, because you put a shield on yourself straight away, and all is good, okay? Even though it goes on after the fact, it still counts. For whatever reason, it works. Now, okay, so we are on 45. So you get 5 ancient shards a month from the shop. Don't refresh. You're going to get them. They're going to come. You get 5 a month. So tip 46 is go through these, unlock them as those shards come up. You don't need to unlock all of these. I still haven't unlocked these, and I don't need to. It may be a later game thing to unlock more of these. Do it when it makes sense for you, but don't be pressured into it. Especially don't be pressured into getting rid of the gem resources as well, because they're very important, all right? So number 46, 47, and 48 tips are very important, guys. And that is like, subscribe, and join the Discord below. And tip number 49, guys, there are 2 types of people in this world: those that can count and those that can't. Bye bye.